Hey guys, it's Hayley, CEO of SheCommYOUnity, our community. And this month's theme is fail. Now I know you're probably thinking, Hayley, that's negative. We don't need no negative vibes. But what if I told you without failure, you yourself cannot be a success story? How about that? What we are going to talk about today is failing correctly. It's a juxtaposition, but it's going to make sense once we get through it. Okay? Yes. So, when we as women fail, it's a big thing because we have so much emotions. We have so many things that we want to do. We have so many, places that we want to go, goals that we want to reach. And when there's a pit stop or a bump in the road, because we've been working so hard, it's like we're almost conditioned like not to fail. And we don't see failure as a way to kind of make our journey better or to reach our goals better or to learn from it. We don't see the thing or the strategy or the plan as a failure. We see us as a failure because we hold whatever we're trying to achieve so dear to our hearts, because we are natural nurturers. So we nurtured this idea, we nurtured this goal, we pressed towards it, we worked hard for it, and for it to fail, it's like, no, but that's a reflection of me, so I must be a failure. Absolutely bonkers. It's a bonkers way of thinking. Get it out your head now. Right now. Because what we fail to realize is that failures actually teach us lessons that make our success story so interesting and also so relatable to other people who may be on the same path as us. And in this case, we're just talking about women. So other women that may be on the same path or want to go on the same path as us, or making ways to go on the same path as us. So I actually have to shout out my pastor, because whilst I was sitting down and listening to the sermon, I was just thinking, wow, this is absolutely fantastic. Because I was thinking, what content can I do on the theme fail? But I think it's such an important part of our life process that it needs to be a theme in itself, in and of itself. So I was just thinking, oh, what should I do? What should I do? And then I was, when you're thinking but you're listening at the same time, our brain is amazing. We can do them sort of things. And I was just thinking, listening, and right in my lap was the words that I needed for this particular video. So we'll just get into it, okay? So the first step is recognizing the failure. Recognizing that you may have failed in a specific point in your business, in your communication, relationship, whatever you are working towards, you failed, okay? I have failed in this instant, okay? Don't exaggerate it beyond that point. I have failed this time, this moment. Recognizing your failures allows you to be realistic about how you are going to turn it into a success, okay? So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to discover what parts of that process that you did made it a failure. Discover the parts that weren't as strong as others. Discover the areas that needed more work or more attention or more growth. As women, we have different things that we're working towards. Maybe a better relationship with our family, our spouse, maybe a business idea, or anything. Discover the areas. It might have been in a relationship, whatever it may be. It could be, was it my communication? Was it my voice, my tone of voice? Was it something that I could have said better? Could I have articulated something better? Could I have understood better? Could I have listened better? Things like that. The areas in which we fail to address and think, it will just result in another failure, and that's not what we're trying to do. Okay, so discover the factors that made you fail. Okay, and the next step number 3, is developing strategies around those weak areas so that they can be stronger. Not so much focusing on becoming a success straight away, because you yourself are a success story. So if you think of yourself as a success story, a story doesn't just have one page. It has many pages, many chapters, and many twists and turns and plot twists and all of that stuff. So you are a success story. Your book is being written, okay? So in order for a author to write a book, they start with a draft, okay? And then that's not the book done. They now have to send it to somebody who will proof that draft. They will read it over and make sure that there's no grammatical errors, no mistakes or whatever. And then the next step is sending it to the publishers to see if it's good enough. And also the publishers might be like, you know what, let's change this bit, tweaking. So what we're doing is we're tweaking the areas that need more strength around it, that need more attention. Yeah, so that our success story can continue to be told. Okay. And also the last part is affirming yourself and telling yourself that you are a success story, and this failure doesn't define who you are. It's just a part of your success story. Okay? You can't now tell me that to make a cake you only need eggs. That's just a part of the cake. Do you understand? There's eggs, there's butter, there's sugar, but when it's combined, them by themselves, I wouldn't eat a tub of butter by itself. Don't know about other people, don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't eat a cup of sugar by itself. No. I wouldn't eat 6 eggs by itself. No. Salmonella or okay. But what I would eat is the combination of those things with added pressure, added heat, yeah, which is your hard work and sometimes uncomfortable situations. Yeah. And we spoke about change last month, when change brings about uncomfortability and all of that stuff, when you feel under pressure. But once that pressure is released, finger licking good. Yeah. So I don't want you to think of yourself as a cake, but think of yourself as a success story with many parts, and failure is one of just one of those parts. Okay, so I hope this really helped. My name is Hayley. I love you, female, now and forever. Mwah.